I am going to deck you episode 2, the balance beam. That's Brahm, by the way. Some cool sleeves. The first thing I need to talk about, I want to tell a little story. Try to make it short. There's this card called Phage, the Untouchable. Costs 7. A lot of them black. If you do combat damage with that character, you win the game. Or you kill that player at the very least. Maybe there are other players at the time, I don't know, but so my friend was obsessed with that. So when he pulled this out of a pack, red card, he wasn't playing red, cost 3 red, Jesus Christ, cost 8 mana, no thank you. He just threw it at me. You keep this, cause I'm never gonna play this. And I looked at it. Whoa. Shuffle all permanents, and then into the library. So you count up all the permanents in play, and you shuffle all that back in, and then you get that many permanents. It could be anything that comes into play. And I played it in a game. He had never played his Phage, but I did. But when you play a Phage, not from your hand, you die. I killed him with his own card. I killed him with 2 of his cards. That's why I made this deck. You just need some Seething Songs. That's it. This is a red deck. Splash of white. By the way, that's the colors he's playing now. That's his best deck, is a red and white. Big shock. A lot of stuff changes. So, everybody now knows you're trouble. You're going to mess up the game. Because this deck is only for messing up the game. You got to stay alive, though. So you get some Thunder Staffs into play, preventing combat damage. Like 1 combat damage at a time. So, like, let's say 1,000 1/1 goblins attack you. Well, guess what? You didn't get hit at all. And they wouldn't be able to do it anyway because you got crawl space in. Only 2 can attack you or anybody at one time. Notic Scales. Any cards that have a power bigger than the card numbered in your hand, they can't be in play, and they go back to your hand. Sun Droplet. When you do get hit, charge counters go on this card, and as play goes around and around, you take a charge counter off for each of these Sun Droplets, and you gain that life back. And if you have multiple ones, let's say you took 1 damage from a goblin and you had 2 Sun Droplets, well, you gained a life from the other Sun Droplet. Smoke. Each player can only untap 1 creature. So it makes sure that the creatures stay at bay, and you got Pulse of the Fields. So that's all protecting me. That's all that's for. And then this Master Warcraft, I can basically just choose how I want combat damage to go during the turn, even if they're my creatures or not. I could have all of your characters attack somebody else and have the other player not block at all. So all my characters are pretty much temporary. Oh, I needed it. Well, I'll wait for that. Firecat Blitz, putting in token characters on any of the white places, it's going to go back to your hand. It's pretty much the Hasty Demon 6/5 that goes back. Why would I do that? I got my reasons. They're coming up. All the rest of the cards are for randomizing play. Whenever 1 or more creatures blocks, flip a coin. If you win, defending, sacrifice all the blocking creatures. Otherwise, the attacking player sacrifices all the blocking creatures. And by the way, if you have coin cards, you might want to get a Kark's Thumb. What is it? Yeah. Quark. It lets you flip 2 coins instead of 1, so that might help you out. Decree of Annihilation. Just get rid of everything. That costs like 10. Inferno. Do 6 damage to every creature and every player. Grip of Chaos. This is the real point. Whenever a spell or ability is put on the stack, randomize its target. Confusion in the Ranks. Whenever an artifact, creature, or enchantment comes into play, the controller, chooses a target permanent and exchanges control. So by putting in temporary creatures, especially ones like the demon that they can't even use until it goes back to my hand, I grab their creatures permanently. Got a couple Confusion in the Ranks. Risky Move. At the beginning, everybody will have Risky Move under their turn. You have to flip a coin and choose a player, and you may lose your creature completely. Since I don't really have any creatures that are real, that doesn't really matter. Activated abilities of artifacts and creatures can't be played unless they're mana abilities. Just shut down every artifact. Grip of Chaos again. Thieves' Auction. Set aside all cards in play. And everybody can take whatever they want gradually. Doesn't matter if it was yours or not. You'll probably want the best. Obliterate. Destroy everything. Warp World you saw. And the last one, I don't have a Wheel of Fortune, but I do have a Wheel of Fate. And it's not as good, but still pretty good. Comes into play, everybody discards their hand and draws 7 cards. And that's good for me because I need a lot of land. So the reason it's called the Balance Beam, and I'm going to finish this up. Obviously, when you're playing each card, there's a time and a place for each thing. You have to pay attention to a lot of stuff that's going on, especially because you've randomized every event on the field. Sometimes we've played and we've forgotten that something has been off the field for the last, couple of turns, and we've still been randomizing things. We go, the point of the deck is to really make everybody think a lot more. They get so stuck in their little routine of their own deck and getting out what they want. Sometimes it's more fun to have them battle a whole different scenario going on. That's why I made it. It's just really funny. But I just wanted to prove that every card has a use, except for a couple that I gave you.